So I have been asked several times since I've posted. Let's see. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. It's hashtag WadePoor. Now, let me tell you the story, and because I've typed it out a few times, but it's very and for brevity's sake. When I started coaching online, my first two clients were Thad and Maddie Ice, and those two knew each other. And Thad started in powerlifting, and so did Matt. And Matt eventually went to Olympic weightlifting, and Thad, even with some great success, decided he wanted to do strongman. And they decided to keep me on because I had experience in both. And anyway, just to give you some background, I want to say, and they could correct me if I'm wrong, I have clearly been drinking. And this, by the way, is the new buddy of mine, Eric Harris, picked me up the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. This is a 7 year. If you guys remember, and I'll tag Peter in this too, I went to, for my first drink of Pappy, and I'll get back to the hashtag WadePoor story. Melissa took me for my birthday, I want to say my 51st birthday. We were in Cincinnati and had Judge DeMeat, and she took me to Newberry's, which is a prohibition type bar, and they have a coffee shop and really, really neat people, and they're dog people as well. And Peter and I just seemed to hit it off right away. He let me behind the bar where I could look at, I recognized a lot of really cool stuff. And so my first pour of 20-year Pappy was at his place. And he said, I'm going to hip you to something. He didn't, that's not a quote, that's just me talking. But he let me try. He said, I'm going to give you a pour of the best, cheapest bourbon you've ever had. And all you bourbon heads out there will remember the 6 year white label Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. And a lot of people would make fun of it because it was considered a bottom shelf bourbon, and it's actually a terrific pour. And I still have the bottle that I bought from Peter that I've drank some out of. I've had several bottles since then, but I've held on to that one. And so after a period of time, Heaven Hill, with this rage of bourbon buying, they took it off they discontinued it, and now they have a 7 year bottle and bond that's probably about 4 times the price. I will tell you, it's really good. But my buddy Eric Harris, who used to train at my gym, he and his wife own the clinic that my daughter-in-law works at. So you can see, a very small world. So anyway, and Eric and I have a little thing going on that I'll tag as well, with whiskey. Anyway, so when I started coaching Thad, he and Lisa were married, but the kids were very young. And now his daughter is like basically ready to graduate school, and his son is as tall as he is, and Thad's like 6'6". So Thad and Lisa have been out here several times. The kids have been out here, and Maddie was single when I started coaching him, and has since gotten married and had two beautiful daughters that are just as precious as can be. And so the story is, we've all become family. Like, we go and visit, and we've traveled together. When I won Master Strongman Nationals, uh, Melissa and I met Thad and Lisa. We've been to actually one, two, three Strongman Nationals together. Anyway, we've been to meets, and I've been coaching them for a long time and programming for them a long time, and it's really an honor. And we had never now those two knew each other. I want to say that Thad had to move, but they know each other, and but we had never been in the same place, the three of us at the same time. So Maddie was lifting at, I want to say it was the second barbells and brews Olympic weightlifting meet, and which meant Thad and I were drinking, I don't know, at 10 a.m. The drink of choice was, well, it was at a brewery, so we were drinking whatever beer they had, and because we're prepared, we were drinking cans of Slow and Low and taking pulls off of a Knob Creek rye. Oh, so knowing that the three of us were going to be together for the first time, I bought a Hostadter's, and why that is prevalent is because we're fans of Slow and Low, which is bottled by Hostadter's, and it's basically a $20 to $25 old fashioned in a bottle, so to speak. Very cheap rye, and it's really good. And so they have a 16-year family estate rye, but it's $200 a bottle. But I was like, this is kind of a big, it certainly was a big occasion for me, because these guys are like my younger brothers, and, I've gotten to see so many things with them, and their children either being born or growing up or visiting colleges and, you know, all those types of things that I think are the really important things. And I remember we stopped and I got a bottle of the Black Maple Hill bourbon, a Widow Jane Applewood, which I highly recommend. I don't remember what all I took, but we all had this, we all convened, and Maddie had gotten me a scotch for my birthday, and which I have close by, and Thad had gotten me an old Forester birthday bourbon, and both of them, really really nice gifts that for the longest time I wouldn't drink because of what they meant to me, and I think I finally realized that it meant more to them that I enjoyed it, and so I will occasionally. Last weekend, I had a pour of each of them, just thinking about my boys. So anyway, as the night wore on, it's getting late. I think Thad and Lisa were heading back where they were staying, but we were having a few more pours, and I was pouring a whiskey, a bourbon for all of us, and Matt was like, "Man, Wade, you got to take it easy. You're pouring this like it's sweet tea." And I just didn't want the night to end because I hadn't, I've never been with those guys at the same time, and I enjoy them so much, and they have each year, I get something for Christmas from the two of them, and those guys have done some really incredible things for me, and their belief, and their support, has just been amazing. So I don't remember who said it. Thad and Matt would have to speak to it, but someone said something to the effect of hashtag Wade Pour. And so they get these glasses. These are from Italy. They are beautiful, really nice glasses, and had them engraved with hashtag Wade Pour. And it's so funny because the kids, Thad's kids, both have like referenced it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have me a. Blaze had Thad take a picture of one of his drinks that he had. He's like 10 at the time. Make sure Wade sees that I'm having a Wade pour, for my movie, or it was something like that. And then Blair, wanted to have a Wade pour of Coke or something like that. And so hashtag Wade pour came from a real life event, from me coaching. These two guys are currently still with me, and have become family, and which is the joy of coaching for me, and that's the story. So Thad, Maddie, cheers to you, family. Be healthy, be safe. I love you both.